And we should be live. Whoops. Let me check on Chrome. Right here. Live coding session. You can hear the sound in the background. Pretty loud. I wonder if I can improve that. Maybe if you do this, let me just have the microphone like that. Let's pop out. Wi-Fi. Do we have the chat somewhere? Here we go. Let's keep it like this. And let me copy the link. Doesn't work. Alright, anyway, so what we wanted to do, oh yeah, I fixed by the way the issue from last time. That was, so if we look into our server and then into our project and Docker file. So what I was missing was the arguments environment and then say production. And once I did that, it would work, but I would have to rebuild the image that was built initially once I ran a Docker Compose up based on the Docker Compose YAML file, which means Docker images to the configuration finder search array. Docker Compose. Interesting. AJ, hello Martin, good morning. Hey, good evening. So that was that image. Now, the next thing we want to do is if we say Docker Compose, we should be able to just, interesting. Let's say Docker Compose from in here. Now it would show this one. If I say A, what if I say A from anywhere? It needs the configuration file. That's interesting to me. AJ, what are you up to? I've seen you have turned on the notification countdown on Instagram, and I somehow messed up the hours. So I'm gonna live stream for half an hour while at the San Francisco airport. So once again, compose PSA. We can see that it's up and running and binding this port. Now, what I want to do is, I have the Nginx too, right? If I go in here and then go to Nginx, once more up and then Nginx. I have Nginx here too, somewhere there. If I say Docker images, let's see if I have the image already. I have the Nginx image already. Let's just delete that too. Let's delete everything. Docker, that would take a while to build then and fetch. No, maybe we don't want to do that. Nginx, however, we might want to do that 10 days ago. Oh, really? 10 days ago? No, that's not true. It's also super small if we think about it. So what we could do is we could say docker remove image Nginx, just so we build from it again with the configuration files. Oh, actually, let's just try docker compose app dash d. How are you able to work in that crowded place? Oh, you know, I don't hear them. I have headphones on. It's up to date. What am I doing? No such file container. Oh yeah, we didn't fix that one, I think. Stopping. So let's go into the docker compose file. Not in here. This one seemed right. Let's go into the you know what? Into the default file. And down here, this is the right one, but interesting enough, it would say that one is failed. So let's remove the Nginx image and see if that one is it running? Now we can remove it. So Docker images, if we look at it, we don't have the Nginx image anymore. Let's say Docker compose up. Oh, that's why it said it's up to date. Maybe? No, I don't understand why it wouldn't run. So now, if we say docker compose ps-all, we see it's up and running, so it means it works. And what we want to do now is, since if we look at the images, right? It's this image, Nginx. That means we can go into our project and configure our Docker Compose to be reliant on Nginx. And we will have to look that up, and by being actually not reliant, it's basically reliant too, but what I meant is also connect both containers so they are in the same network. That means if I am binding 80 to 8001, I hope this is happening inside the container, basically. Else I don't know how to link them without having to specify that in each project itself. Okay, so Docker networks, DB images, ports. So like this. You want to compose up the following happens. A network called my app default is created. Container is created using web's configuration. It joins the network under the name web. Okay, and container is created using DB configuration. It joins the network. So starting and compose. Oh, that's gonna be loud. Oh, each container can now look up the host name, web or DB, and get back the appropriate container's IP address. For example, web's application code could connect to the URL Postgres DB and start using the Postgres database. networked service-to-service communication uses a container port when host port is defined. Oh, interesting. So then this should be accessible outside and inside, if I'm not mistaken. So here, from inside like this, and from the host machine the connection string would look like this. Oh, unfortunately that means inside it's the actual port, which means we have 80, which I don't want, because oh, but they're all in an own network, right? No, they will be linked to the Nginx. Container, and all of them being in that same network as Nginx. I don't know if there's like another layer created, but that would make sense. Links allow you to define extra aliases by which a service is reachable from another service. They are not required to enable services to communicate. By default, any service can reach any other service under that service name. That's okay. Near Dev, hey, first time here, what are you doing? Hey, welcome to the stream. I'm right now trying to figure out how I can make it so that my application exposes, or actually is reachable through the port 8100 from another container, so that I can use Nginx, the Nginx container, to specify multiple app streams having different ports. As of for right now, it seems like this container will be reachable by port 80 from Nginx, but the next application would be the same, and that would be conflicting. Which I don't like all that much. And then also it says, how would we be able to also says we can use it as a host name, basically, which means, like, for example, we had it here. Postgres is that? Okay, that makes sense. So like this, which means I could maybe in Docker Compose specify the name, Docker Compose name. Let's see. Web app. Oh yeah, that's already named. So db, so web. So that means I could probably do something like this. I call this not web, but Martin Lasek. Say container. Can I use dashes? If I do that, and I say, for example, Nginx, and Nginx is context. Not the dap. But here, I wonder. Oh, we can just say Nginx image probably. Because we have it already. Like this. And oh, and we could specify the port for the host, but we don't necessarily need to. Let's keep it like this for now. Mari, Yusufi, hey, what's up? Welcome. What do you think about web development? Is it too saturated? No, not at all. Web, like even front-end developer, I know that from my former agency, one of the leading agencies in Europe, and they struggle to find front-end developers. So definitely not saturated at all. We are not even 30 million developers in the whole world, so that's not a huge number. For the fact that the whole world is dependent on software. Alright, so what I wanted to do is say docker compose -d and then --build to build it again. Actually, we don't need to build it again. What we can do is just run it. Let's just run it and see. What it should do is I hope it links to that container that's already running or joins its network. That would be something I would like to ask Docker experts. The server's not responding. Let's check. Is Docker having a hard time? Am I having a loop? Oh, there we go. Found orphan containers. First project. If you removed or named the service and yes, you can run this command with the removed orphans flag to clean it up. Alright, that sounds good. Also, it builds it again because I changed the name. Interesting. And orphan means that this Docker Compose file has built before an image, and that image is not used anymore. Okay, so that is running, and what we can now do is we can in the meantime go to our Nginx because we will have to change the config file. Since this is not localhost anymore, but it's actually specifying Martin Lazek container like that. So this, I think, hopefully should this is up and running, but I will have to restart it maybe. Let's restart it. let's say, let's get into it. Docker. Is this one running? No. What's that? About a minute ago. Is that our Nginx image? Oh, that's interesting. There's an error. Has not found in upstream Martinasic. In config defaults. Host not found in upstream. Oh. What if we just say this here? Like this. And then not specify the upstream like that up here. Docker compose. Started Nginx, done. Exits. I wonder why. Oh, 7 seconds ago. Okay, that's the right one then. Host not found. Okay, maybe because it needs the host in the host file. But I wonder why. I thought it would be possible to, you know, as it says here, access. Within the web container, your connection string to that will look like not this, but HTTP. I thought that would be it. Static IP address for containers for the service when joining the network. Okay. So I can give them static IP addresses instead. I could do that. That could be a solution. Yeah. Alright, that could be something we can try out. Any fitness health suggestion for skinny guys? I don't know whether you started to work out, but that would be my suggestion. Just start working out 20 minutes a day at max. Make it a habit, not every day, like every second day, and never let like 2 days in a row happen where you don't work out. Say if you work out Monday, you can skip Tuesday, but then you have to work on Wednesday. So you always have at maximum 1 day pause in between. But you can also work out multiple days in a row, but then again, maximum 1 day of pause. If you do 20-minute workout, that's what I suggest, and based on body weight only, that's what I do myself too. Alrighty guys, then we're boarding now. See you tomorrow in the stream, and hopefully we can resolve that. Seems like a bigger thing to do. Thanks for joining for the short time that we had, and have a good one.